Why this story matters in a time when pessimism is easy, this story provides a grounded reason for optimism. Quick summary: this story highlights recent developments related to college, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. This story was produced by the Hechinger Report, a non-profit, nonpartisan news outlet focused on education. MACCLESFIELD, England. Ishan Goshawk, an apprentice with global pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca, donned a lab coat and safety glasses and entered a room filled with robots. His first stop was a machine programmed to fill dozens of tiny vials with a compound he needed for an experiment. Everything seemed in order, so Goshawk went to check on a second robot, a gleaming apparatus that he noted cost £500,000, about 620,000. When the first robot finished filling the vials, Goshawk would bring them here to test how efficiently drug compounds can be purified using different solvents. Would you like to read more good news about college, higher education, and education?
It shows the trust we've been given, said Goshawk, who is working nearly full-time while studying toward a degree in chemical science at Manchester Metropolitan University that his employer is paying for.
By the time he graduates next spring, he will have earned roughly £100,000, approximately £135,000 in wages, on top of the tuition-free education. Manchester Metropolitan University is one of England's first and largest providers of apprenticeship degrees. Credit to 4K start-to-stop degree apprenticeships like Goshawk's have exploded across England since their introduction a decade ago. More than 60,000 apprentices began programs leading to the UK equivalent of bachelor's and master's degrees in the 2024-25 academic year in fields as varied as engineering, digital technology, healthcare, law and business. Close to 90 universities in England and Wales now participate, including elite institutions like the University of Cambridge. Major British and multinational companies Deloitte, Rolls-Royce, Unilever, JP Morgan and Microsoft among them have signed on. The programs are so popular that it's become harder to get some coveted apprenticeship slots than it is to get into elite colleges like Oxford or Cambridge. Nearly half of the students who create accounts with the United Kingdom's centralised college admissions service now say their first choice is a degree apprenticeship, according to one expert. At AstraZeneca, which is headquartered in Cambridge, there were 3,300 applicants for 18 degree apprenticeships last year, the company says. England has embraced degree apprenticeship as a solution to a wide range of challenges, including high youth unemployment, spiralling student debt, and rapid technological change. The programs have been sold here as a way to both retrain existing employees and to get more low-income students through college and into the workforce. Now, as apprenticeship advocates in the United States embark on their own effort to expand the programs for many of the same reasons as the United Kingdom, some are pointing to England as a leader to follow. But skeptics say unreliable funding and the ad hoc approach to apprenticeships in the US could make it difficult to replicate the English success story. And if the United Kingdom provides a roadmap, some say it also offers a cautionary tale. While many countries focus apprenticeship on young adults and technical careers, England's system spans 2/3 of occupations and serves everyone from school dropouts to older employees seeking master's degrees. This all-in model has strained the country's apprenticeship budget and led to a recent decision by government leaders to end master's-level apprenticeships for anyone over the age of 21, starting next year. It's trying to do too much lifting, and it's coming up against a lot of tension, said Ethan Kenvug, a consultant for US companies and governments who specializes in apprenticeships. He warns against the United States similarly turning to apprenticeships as a catch-all solution to the nation's education and workforce challenges. In a classroom at Middlesex University in northwest London, 18 undergraduate students in a sales apprenticeship were learning about ethics and professionalism one Tuesday this fall. The instructor had them read a case study in which an employee leaked his company's new product launch plan to a friend at a competitor, then asked the students how they'd respond if they were that friend. Would they share the plan with their boss so they can steal market share? One group of apprentices decided they'd tell their boss keeping quiet could jeopardize their own job security, they explained. Another would notify their company's general counsel, reasoning that the disclosure was a legal matter, not an ethical one. While a third group saw no problem with using the leaked info.
Louise Sutton, whose company, Consalia, co-created the apprenticeship with Middlesex, gently challenged him.
Does your company have a sales code of conduct? She asked Warwick. Does it say win at all costs? Employers in England that hire apprentices are required to set aside at least 20% of their working hours for off-the-job training. In many cases, they give degree apprentices a day off each week to studies. Apprentices might attend class on their day off or in 3 or 4 day blocks each month. Some take classes online. Because apprentices work nearly full-time, they often take fewer classes per term than a typical university student, spreading them out over a longer time period. Still juggling work and school can be challenging. Warwick said it's nearly impossible to be perfect at both work and uni. He's chosen to put in 100% at Samson and put university on the back burner, he said, concentrating on his classes enough to pass, but not to compromise his job performance. There are other drawbacks too. If an apprentice discovers that they don't like the work or their employer, they can't simply switch to another field or company, the way a typical college student might transfer between majors or colleges. Their only option is to leave and apply for another apprenticeship elsewhere. Close to a third of undergraduate degree apprentices don't make it to